means that their administration is getting money. You know what I'm saying? So that's important to them. All right? So you see that. Any questions?
I have a comment.
Yes.
About you, in social services is almost like the word is losing me, but the objective of social service is to get everybody out of the system. However, like you just mentioned, if everybody was out of the system, there would be no need for social services.
Exactly. So it's a codependency. Right. That's the word. It's codependency. They have to depend on your dependency in order for them to get. Exactly. Because if nobody needed it, then what were you there for?
Because their goal even is in reunification and getting a parent. But if everybody was unified in a family, that it would be no social service agencies.
And that's right. There would be no agency. You know, like for instance, if all the sisters would work together with the brothers and all the brothers work with the sisters, you wouldn't have no child support agency. You know what I'm saying? Right. So because we are disgruntled each other, it works for them. The sister's mad with the brother. All right, I'm going after you for child support. So it works. You see what I'm saying? But technically, it's not child support. They're using child support, but the agency is getting money in the name of the child. But the mother doesn't know that. You see what I'm saying? Because I can share some stuff with you, again, that you need to know. All right? The child is supposed to get the money regardless of the father is deadbeat or not. A lot of people don't know that. The child is supposed to get the money, and you say, what do you mean, brother? Here we go.
What do you mean, brother?
We all got some Social Security taxes taken out of your check. We all had work, right? A lot of us did not know, right? And this is a game they're playing. But if our brothers and sisters were smart, they would work together instead of being disgruntled with each other. You have what you call is Social Security Trust. In this trust, right, they allocated to Medicaid taxes involved, SSI, SSD, Title 4D. All right, so what am I doing here? I'm giving you a list of variables of these entities that's within this trust that's allocated and liquidated down to this trust as a tax. So on your checks, you're all paying Social Security tax, right? Say for instance, all of you are in here 14 years of age, as an example. And you got your working papers for 14. You still paying the Social Security tax. Did you know that the Social Security tax is going into the Medicaid tax, SSI, SSD, and Title 4D? What is Title 4D? Title 4D, right? You can look this up now. You can Google this. We got technology.
Right in their hand.
Right in their hand. Title 4D is what? Child support. So what I'm saying is you've been paying child support even when you was in working age of 14. So everybody in the system is paying into the Title 4D that belongs to the child. What they're doing is using the mother to get the money back. That's all they doing. So the mother ain't really getting no money. The child, you know what I'm saying? So it's all a front. All this child support game that they're playing in social services is a front. Because you say, why is it a front? They want somebody to be liable to pay it back. If they can't get that man and that woman go to work, they're going to take it out of her check. That's a fact. If he can't pay it, she's going to pay it when she starts to work. Why? Because it's going to come in the form of a Social Security tax. Not only that it comes in the form of a Social Security tax, then they're going to take up child support out of your check along with Social Security tax. Now, can you imagine you paying child support and Social Security tax and not knowing that Social Security tax is going in Title 4D program, which is a child support program. So you're paying it twice. A lot of people don't know that. Everybody's paying child support. Everybody. And I said, you're paying child support. He said, what do you mean? You pay Social Security tax? They say, yeah. Well, that money goes into Title 14. Look up Title 14 under the Social Security, and you see it's going to say child support. So they take and they trickle down those Social Security tax into the Medicaid tax, so the child should automatically have medical. All right? Or, as you were stating, it could either fall up under the SSD, which is referring to disability, or supplementary income, Social Security supplementary income. That's what this is. All right? That's what that is.
So if that's the case, then you asking me to give you the information of my mate to pay for that, he's already doing it. Can you say that he's already doing it? Because like you said,
yes, he's paying into it. Let me tell you what I used to tell. Matter of fact, I was hoping that a brother was to be here. His name is Gay. Can't remember his first name. He was in our last session when we was here. Me and Abdullah met the brother at a restaurant in downtown Market Street. He was the only one that did what I said in class. And he showed it, and I said, brother, you need to come to class and show everybody what I'm talking about. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Everybody here needs to get what you call is a certified audit of your Social Security account. You say, what is that?
Certified audit?
A certified audit of your Social Security account. Now, I'm the only one that was really doing this, and people was doing this, and now Social Security got hit. They used to charge you according to how many years you would go back. Now they hit you with a flat fee of $200. I used to pay $60 to get my certified audit of my Social Security, depending on how many years. You see what I'm saying? Which means if I went back 15 years or 20 years, they'd charge me $15 plus an additional $5 for certified, which cost me $60. It was $55 plus $5, which was $60. Now they want a $200 fee. Because now they know that people are looking into this information, what I'm talking about. Don't think them people don't be paying attention. All right? Why am I bringing that up? Because this is, when they go after this for child support, this is the big word they use.
Arrears.
How could you be in the arrears when you've been paying child support at the time you was 14? Even before you had a child, you was paying into the child support system. So you was never in the arrears. So the only way you can prove that you've been paying child support is you got to get a certified audit of your account from the Social Security Administration. That will be your defense to show these people that you are not subject to the claim that they claim in reference to the arrears. And if you got a job, you pay it into the Social Security account by the way of the taxes. And not only that, now here's the fraud. Here's the thing that's going to throw everybody to the floor. The child has an account, the father has an account, and the mother has the account. Why would they go after the father for child support when the child has the account? Everybody has a Social Security account. How you know this is true? You can have a 2- or 3-year-old child. If the child gets sick, you can apply for Social Security benefits. And it would give you the money for that child. So the money is there for the child. So the money is there for the child. What's this about?
Getting paid again.
You follow what I'm saying? If the money's there for the child, what is this about? So that's how you know it's all a hoax. That's how you know it's a hoax. I'm just giving you some proofreading so you can see how this thing is a hoax. Because there's nowhere in the world you can say this man owes child support, but yet if the child has a disability, they're going to give the child SSD. All right? So where do the child support come into play for the man? You see what I'm saying? Yes, brother. You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to show it to you in another angle so you can see it. Yes.
Now, could you briefly get into what certified audit reveals? I mean, if you got a certified
good
audit,
question.
What's
yes,
that?
What the certified audit means, say for instance you worked on your job for 20 years. What that does, it shows you how many years that you have paid into the Social Security system.
Okay.
All right. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
15 minutes? All right.
Now, is that the same thing you get, you get that from Social Security every whatever, that shows you how many years.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing or is this something else?
It's the same thing. Okay. Because they try to keep a record up on how much you paid into the system. All right, but you want to get it, but they have not been doing that. Because when you say they give that to you, well, how many years you been on the job? And what I'm saying is the first year you was on that job 20 years ago, did they do that? You follow what I'm saying? Because they was not been doing that. You follow what I'm saying? So even though they're now recently doing it, you still need to get a certified of how many years you go back. All right, or how much you paid into the system. All right, so that's what it is. It's in order to see how much you paid into the system back so many years.
So when you apply for it, I mean, they don't automatically give that to you. I mean, you know, do they have to compute that? Yeah,
they have to do an audit. They have to compute it. That's correct. And they're going to send you a certificate with a gold seal with a red ribbon down the middle on the side of it.
Okay, so it's something. It's different. You know, if they give you an audit and then you say certified audit.
Yes.
Okay, that's just two different.
Yeah, no, two different things.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be.
You always want things certified. Because there's times where you can bring an action against a bank and then they can deny the things that you got from them and it can come from them. They said, we talking about that. So, but if the bank's certified, they can't get around, they didn't authorize it.
That's it.
All right, so you see the importance of it? Mm-hmm. I have to give people examples so they can see what's going on. All right? Any statements, any questions?
Can I say something more?
Yeah, come on. We here.
Security. That money that you just mentioned about being paid into child support, right?
Yes.
That don't just go to, I mean, I know it goes to the taxpayers, but it goes to, don't half that money go to welfare, like I said, the mother, the child, welfare office, social security
that's just a few. That's a few. Yeah, I just think, it's a whole list of
and the police,
how the money.
And the police too, right? The police too, right?
Well, they get a social security tax. They're paying into it. They're paying into it.
So everybody's getting a cut off the money that the child's supposed to get, really. Because they get the
police officers are getting their money through your municipal tax.
Yeah.
You follow me? So I hear what you're saying, but I don't want you to mix. I mean, they get theirs out of here too, because they fall under 118,000. Let's keep that in mind. You know, depending on what the judge's salary is. But what I wanted to say was that the police officers get that from the municipal tax. So when you pay a tax, when you do a tax return, you know, you got the federal, the state, and the municipal. That's where the money's coming from. And not only that it's coming from the municipal taxes, but the federal government is allocating it to the state, and the state is allocating it to the police department, because it is a benevolent association. So it's non-for-profit. So they're getting their monies either for profit or non-for-profit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up because you brought something to my attention. Say, for instance, you were in court. A lot of people don't realize a lot of these courts are non-for-profit. You know what I'm saying? The courts is not supposed to be non-for-profit. All right? So you got people running the courts. The courts are supposed to be created under the Judiciary Act. But now they've been incorporated as non-for-profits. So what I'm saying is you can go after non-for-profit courts. All right? There's a woman by the name of Dr. Shirley More. She's on YouTube. She busted the family court where judges own the family court. Mm-hmm. And all the monies that was coming from people's children being taken in the family court was going into the slush funds of the judges.
What was her name, Shirley?
Dr. Shirley More, M-O-O-R-E. She's on YouTube, all right? She goes to a very detailed way of doing it. She went to the IRS, put it in a 990 form, got all the information from that non-for-profit, and she's talking to a lawyer, and she's breaking it down into details who the checks is going to, and you have the names and everything who owns the family court out there in LA. All right? So, and I did the research for the Bronx Family Court. The Bar Association owns the Bronx Family Court. You see what I'm saying? Which is what I was talking about earlier. All right? Because what I'm saying is, I have to put you in a position where you need to know the infrastructure to see where your juridical linguistics is going to be at when it comes to connotative incarceration, because these people have certain platforms that they're operating that we are unaware of. So how do we fight that? How do we defend that? So it's very important that I dialogue with you and show you where we're at. Where is the sources? How we can effectuate this change. Can you imagine if millions of our people would have this information? We could do some serious reconstruction. Reconstruction, yeah. I'll call it damage control. Not just damage, but damage control. Because we would be controlling how much damage it would do to us. You see what I'm saying? So you brought up a very good point. That's what I'm trying to show you. Go after him as an individual. Don't go after them from the police department standby. Go by as an individual. Find out where he lives. See if his house is on the tax roll. You see what I'm saying? See how much bank accounts he has, how much cars he has. You know what I'm saying? How much assets he has. And these things are out there. They're out there. You know what I'm saying? They're out there. And once once each one of these officers who does damage like that get attacked, you know, we can financially bring them to a crisis where they would lose their job.
Excuse me, you said something about we could go to the Department of Motor Vehicles
yes.
to find out these police
Yeah, because what happens is that, because under the Freedom of Information Request, is a very powerful instrument. That's where you do that at, Freedom of Information Request. Every department have a disclosure officer. Every department, every agency, disclosure officer. That's where your Freedom of Information Request goes to that disclosure officer. All right, because they do it to you. You get a traffic ticket, you go to court, the first thing that the DA does is pull an abstract of your title. So now you only went there for one ticket, but under the scoff law, they want to bring in other tickets from other areas that have got nothing to do with this area, but they're going to throw all that at you, like throwing the book at you in court.
They did that to my brother just 2 weeks ago.
You see what I'm saying?
When they took his conveyance. They ran him through hoops, long story short. So he did those hoops, but then it's like, oh, okay, but what about this that happened in 04?
Exactly.
So now you're going to have to pay for that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's called a scoff law in New York. I don't know if they call it here, all right, because each county or state call it something different, but it's all the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, my attitude is, if they can do it to us, we can do it to them. You follow me? We can do it to them. We can do what you call this damage control. But the only way we can do damage control, we have to be proactive in order to do damage control. We got to know where to look. We have the network, right? You'd be surprised. You got people inside motor vehicle. I know somebody who was in a motor vehicle who was working there. They was telling me that the Jews only have 7 digits of their social security number. Everybody else got 9.
Yeah.
You heard what I just said?
Why is that?
You just
why is it the Japanese and the Jews have 7 numbers?
No, I didn't say that, brother. That's what you said.
No, because I know that. I know that for the question.
I said somebody that I know in motor vehicle found out that the Jews have 7 digits to their social security number. And then when I went online to check it, that's true. The Jews got 7 digits to their social security, we got 9. So you know they're treating them different than they treating us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but you said Japanese, so I don't know
about
that.
Japanese, they do have 7 numbers.
I didn't say they didn't, my friend. Now you brought up a good point.
He didn't say that. That's what he was saying.
No, because that's what I saw too, because I was investigating.
All right, I like to see that. It may be a connection to reparation. It may be.
That's what I was thinking too.
It may be a connection to reparation. I'm not sure. I have to check on that. But I do know about the Jews, but the Japanese, I'm not sure about. You know. Yes, Rob.
Michael Cord talked about nullification, meaning that a court can decide that they know the rules.
Yes.
They know that they supposed to follow the rules.
Yes.
But they don't.
Well, earlier, Rob. I read something because I gotta see what happens. I'm mixing up this class with the first class. I read from this affidavit where it says that after denies of being a person as defined within the International Code 26 USC 7701, person, the term person shall be construed. So it goes back to what you're saying. They supposed to follow the rules, but because they can misconstrue, the rules changes. You see what I'm saying? Because now, when they say that a person is defined as an individual, a trust, a state, a partnership, association, now, do the rules apply to the same? You follow me?
Yes.
Because you cannot apply a rule of a partnership to a trust or a trust to an estate. The rules change. So that's why they do that. they can
nullify.
deliberately misconstrue depending on how they're defining it with the entity that they're negotiating with.
Excuse me, can you spell that word, please? Construe? C-O-N-T-R-U-D?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it can be anything they want. It means
That's what they do. It kind of reminded me of what me and Abdullah was discussing several months back about a case law that he found with the Supreme Court concerning etymology being the original and the constructive concept or idea. Constructive means that we can misconstrue anything we want and construct it to mean as though it was true. But in etymology, you can't do that. You have to keep it as is. So you got judges on one side that's keeping it true, and the other judges are constructing it not to be true. You see what I'm saying? So Abdullah put that, me and him had that discussion on that. You know what I'm saying? So then there's a Supreme Court issue, and these judges were fighting each other because one was like the originalist and it's constructionalist. That's what it was. The originalist and the constructionalist. That's what it's called. All right, and these judges was battling each other because the constructionalists wanted to get over. Yes, that's it. The original meaning of the Commerce Clause, and you had the originalists and the constructionalists. That's the terms that these judges was fighting each other, and that's what we're faced with. So if the judges are fighting each other, what do you think we gonna get? You better be hope you got the originalists.
Like an arm, whether it's just muskets
That's right.
and rifles.
Yes.
And handguns.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
But I still got one question.
Yes.
I still got one question.
University laws.
Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you, Abdullah.
I still got one question. What about those local markers when you sign? When I saw this person, I saw this person signing in a paper where exactly says signature.
All right.
And he just finished, after he finished with the
signature?
With the signature. I'm gonna do this. You know the linguistics that you use?
Yes.
I have saw somebody that he was signing. And right there where it says signature.
Yes, signature, yes.
He just did his scrabble, whatever it is, and then he just finished with this. What that means?
All right.
That's the question.
Yeah. What he's doing there is no different than doing this. It's the same thing. He's indicating that, you know how you say quote and unquote? There's a term called quote and unquote.
Yeah.
All right, that's what he's doing with the name. So what he's saying is that he's not wavering his rights because he signed, because he knows that instrument is a negotiable instrument. This is why I was saying to her earlier, read the word paper. All right, and the word paper is referring to being a negotiable instrument. It also refers to debt. So it has veritable terms to the word paper.
So he knew what he was doing.
If he was doing this, of course he knew what he was doing. Because again, he was not wavering his rights.
Right.
Because you know in law, if you sign an instrument, your signature becomes a negotiable instrument. Because your signature is asphyxiated to an instrument.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying? So he's saying here, right, in brackets, all right?
Yeah, brackets.
In brackets, he's saying that he's not wavering his signature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to write all rights reserved, and then I would cite the UCC code.
Yes, people used to do that in the past.
I used to do that.
So in order to me to use that tool, if I sign a mortgage,
yes,
and I close it out that way, what I could do?
Let me show you something real quick because we got 3 minutes. Thank you for that. If you sit at the table at the closing, you need to have a blue ink with you, pen. Why? Because the bank or the mortgage company is going to want to sign everything in black ink. Sign it black ink, push that over to them. Sign yours in blue ink and give it to the notary that's right there, because they're going to notarize those documents right there. So your document and their document is going to be notarized with the same notary at the same time. Yours is going to be in blue, they're going to be in black. Do you know why yours is supposed to be in blue?
No, but that would be the...
Because the blue would show the originality of your signature. Black is a copy. Why? Because I can take the blue ink and go to a copy machine, and I can make copies and copies and copies and copies, and it will all be black ink. So black ink always is a sign of a copy. Blue ink always is a sign of the originality of the signer, of the signatory. All right. So that means that when you hear them argue, well, who has the original note? You know, well, Your Honor, the bank have not produced the wet ink copy. All right? They on the right track when you hear all those arguments, but they went wrong at they didn't sign a blue ink at the closing. So you sign your documents in blue ink, let them notarize it, and you hold on to that. Then that's the original note. And if you really want to jam them up, when they go record the mortgage, you notice at every county across the country, they never record the note. They record the mortgage without the note. So you know what you can do? Record the note. So now when they want to try to foreclose on you, you say, Your Honor, they're not the note holder. You say, well, yes, Your Honor. They say, well, how could you be the note holder when we filed the original with the court? So you see what I'm saying? So you can either have possession of the note or you can file it with the court. And that's how you kill the foreclosure. Because they have to show the note. So what they do is they attach the note. That's a copy. That's not the original. So the blue ink one is the original. But what I suggest to you is get 2 blank original notes signed. Get 2 of them. So you can have one in your possession and you file one with the court. All right? Because they're not going to have standing if you show that Your Honor, I have the original note. Why? I have it in blue ink. You see what I'm saying?
Can it also be in reading, or does blue denote something that?
It can be a rating too, but I would just give it an example.
Okay, that's what.
I would just give it an example. The point is that anything other than black, it can be green.
Oh, absolutely.
Orange or pink.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
We will have to. Last one.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I didn't hear what you said about the signature like that.
Oh, what I was saying is that this bracket here is saying that he's not wavering his rights. That's all.
Okay.
This bracket. All right? Because people have a way of putting things around.
1 minute, 1 minute.
That's what that means.
And the other question is, can we do that in any contract?
Of course.
Every time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, my friend.
Will we affect it?
What I'm saying, see, I want you to get that. If you're going to sign the contract, sign it in blue ink and have possession of it. That's what I'm saying.
So we'll be more fair.
All right, we got in. We got in. Trust me. She'll be here. We got in. We got to be out this room at 9 o'clock. Out the room.
Yeah, that's how they
Not walking out the room at 9. She want us out the room at 9 o'clock. She said, so we got to end. We got to end. All right, thank you.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yes, all the time.